Ladies and gentlemen of the wild internet, we are here on Myth Brigade on this fine Sunday, October 29th. I wish I could say this were a Halloween edition. It's just an edition. But we are here to play some Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. Get it? Vile Dawn, which is a superhero kind of campaign, home brewed all the way. A little bit of a twisted story about how Dr. Ignatius Vile is trying to take over Freedom City, which is basically the world, right? But before we get going, I would love to say hi to our players. Start out with James, who plays Mordred, a sci-fi knight like actual Mordred, for those of you who are savvy. How are you doing?
Doing good. Things are going well. Looking forward to playing again here. I
heard a rumor that you have been flying spaceships around.
Oh yeah, I've been playing Starfield.
Yeah. How's that working out for you? Have you built like a Death Star or some kind of crazy?
No, I've seen some of the ships out there that people post. Some of them are really creative and some are kind of silly. Like one was just the word fuck that you can fly around in space.
I don't give a flying fuck, right? That's pretty ingenious, actually. Very cool. So you don't have anything like that yet?
No, but just a normal basic ship to blow other ships up.
Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome. I've put a total of like 6 hours into the game. I'm addicted, but that's how much time I can spare. Happy you're here. Moving on to Eric, also known as Spectral Avenger, because he's a ghost. For those who didn't know that, you'll soon find out. Eric, how are you?
That's my contribution to Halloween.
What? Being a ghost?
Yep.
I see. Okay.
Yep.
That's good.
I'm good. Things are good here. I got my kid going to regionals. I got to drive to like 3 hours to get to the pool on Tuesday.
You know, have you told him that there are pools closer to him?
Well, I tell him that, but that doesn't make the people sponsoring the event move it closer to me. So I only have so much sway with them. But
that's pretty cool. How does it feel to have like a junior Olympian in the house? Do you?
I'm kind of proud of him. Yeah.
Kind of. Well, that's nice.
Yeah. If I could get him full-blown Olympian, like we have a fight over what to eat.
Yet? Don't talk to me till you doctor.
Yeah, then you would be actually proud of him.
Yes, because we have fights over what he should and shouldn't eat because he still eats all the crap food and that teenagers like to eat, of course, and way more of it than he really should if he actually wants to be an athlete. And
you just need to get him some roids, man. Just roid him out.
He wants that too, but
he wants
not
roids.
The roids, like some creatine powder. And he's susceptible to all the things that he sees that will make his life supposedly better, like sulfate-free, all-natural shampoos made with coconut water and shit. And
if you could just get some brand names in the future for your next update, we can probably get sponsors. Links in the description below. For those, I'm going to move on though. Byron, hey man, playing Blox Girl, a hybrid human and Lego, or
I changed my background.
Yeah, I love that. The pink hippo.
I like that one.
What
very emblematic.
Yeah. What have you gotten yourself up to, man?
Jesus, too much shit. That's what I'm excited. Just wrapped up my Delta Green game that I've been running for about maybe 5-6 months.
Oh man,
I don't know, something like that. Just
did you TPK or what?
So I killed almost all of the characters at least once during the campaign.
At least once.
Some of them twice.
It is a brutal campaign.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt bad, and I just let some people survive that should have been dead.
Oh no.
Just because it was starting to get to the point where the characters were losing a grip on like being connected to the campaign because like they were just dying. I think Tyler went on 3 characters. Like a couple other people went on 3 characters.
One of them was the choice.
I mean,
to retire.
Yeah, it's a deadly game. I definitely suggest it. Impossible Landscapes with Delta Green from Arc Dream Publishing. Fantastic. Be prepared. If you're gonna GM it, be prepared, man. It is just a ridiculous amount of information to give to the players. Well written for sure. Fired Up is going to be one hell of a week. I got this tonight, and then Tuesday night I'm playtesting Saints and Sinners, our scenario from Sinister Scenes that Tyler and I are writing for the Miskatonic Repository to get published. Wednesday I'm running some Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Thursday I'm playing a 5e third-party game by Tim Edders running that.
Oh, nice.
Sunday I got Vampire. Like I'm all over the place.
Dude,
there's so much stuff this week.
That is awesome. I don't have quite that amount of stuff going on, which is good. I'm a little envious there, Byron. Mr. Garrett, aka Thorg, aka Mike Gundy, who is a superhero, I guess, maybe something. How are you doing?
We call ourselves that. We all do.
Babysitter of Blocks Girl.
Yeah. So what's happening, Garrett? What's the latest?
Oh well, I got called in on my day off, and I'm not hourly, so that was super fun. So I spent 5 hours in the lab today, and when we were supposed to play last, I was outside working, and let's just say, you guys, where are your chainsaw chaps?
Nice.
It doesn't feel great when it rakes your thigh.
Yeah.
Don't cut your dick off.
Oh, yeah.
No,
or anything else.
I missed that by a bit, but it took a chunk out my leg.
Ow.
Ouch.
Wow.
So, and I didn't even really realize it because it wasn't bleeding until I took a shower.
Oh, man.
Good thing it was a clean new blade.
I picture you doing the Leatherface dance after you cut yourself.
Yeah.
That brings us to Tyler. Hopefully, Tyler, you've not experienced any sort of contusions or lacerations. What's going on?
I have not come in contact with the chainsaw, so I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Doing good. Playing some Baldur's Gate 3, you know.
Yes.
Hanging out, having a good time, playing 100 goddamn different games.
Dude,
in addition to all the stuff my dad said, I have Blood Bowl on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah. Should be a good time.
Should be. A couple announcements. So as Byron mentioned, he's got a lot going on. We got the Vampire the Masquerade campaign that you guys might be interested in. Not this coming Tuesday, but I think next. Some of the usuals from the Knights Black Agents campaign have folded right over and are continuing their vampirism. But on the flip side, instead of being the good guys trying to kill off the monsters, we're the monsters hoping to kill off all the good guys. Channel's just about 3,000 subscribers. So if you guys are watching us on YouTube, I would love it if you would just click subscribe. Just fucking click subscribe. Just do that. Click that button.
Click it.
Yeah, you know, and all the clickety clackety stuff. It does wonderful things for the channel. It moves the graph. If you look at the graph and people have subscribed, the little line goes up. So that's good. Anyway, so we are here, guys, to play some Savage Worlds. We have quite an interesting conundrum on our hands. So when last we met, let me see if I can do this succinctly.
We're about to get AIDS.
Yes, you were. Yeah. So you had infiltrated this data center, which is sort of in the midst of this disguised as just like a regular data center, but it's actually some sort of sci-fi style laboratory. There was a fight with the crooner and the earmite out in the hallway. which created quite a bit of stir when Gundy summoned up a bear, and red rockets started having tornadoes go off in the office hallway. Completely wrecked that side of the building. There's like water spraying out of where the water fountain was. Ultimately, Gundy, with the best description from Tyler, put his what's your weapon? Is it a Desert Eagle or something crazy like that?
No, it's a 45 911.
All right, so yeah, so stuffed his 45 right down the crooner's gullet and pulled the trigger, and then the bear actually, as as it dissipated, it took the crooner with it. So we don't know what happened to the crooner. But just to remind everyone that in the superheroes rules for Savage Worlds, there's this idea of live to fight another day. So we'll see if he comes back. The Earmite got beat all kinds of ways, got kicked on, peed on, several other things. His uniform was torn half off of him as rockets searched him. He may yet still be alive out there in the hallway. We're not sure. But then the battle kind of subsided as, of course,
everybody else decided to show up.
Yeah, the Spectral Avenger, as you recall, the Spectral Avenger, as all this was going on, infiltrated by passing through the door into the restroom where this doctor, one of the lab docs, was relieving himself. Immediately controlled his mind, and the guy stood up. Of course, when this ghost comes through the wall, he controls his mind, tells him to finish his business, which he does all over himself, without having him get dressed with pants around his ankles, turds in the pants. Yeah, that happened. The doctor kind of waddled out into the hallway where the Spectral Avenger had him access a computer and copy lots of information onto a memory card.
Several memory cards.
Yeah, and he ran out just before he got the whole of it. So then flashing around to the main entrance where Mordred, since the secretary was away, decided to carve through the door with his sword, as he does, while Block's girl was there finishing her latte. The two then came in. We're getting close to current now, I think. The two then came into the lab space where Block's girl inadvertently triggered these very strange zombie-like figures, and that's up here, right? There was a bit of a battle. Mordred, of course, took one down, incapacitating him, kind of driving him down to the floor. Block's girl decided to turn into an alligator and proceeded to eat another one. She's typically vegan, just for the record. Then, of course, everyone started to sort of come together. We brought time together. So what we see here on the map, only seconds ago, so everybody kind of get into the mindset of that fever-pitched thing going on, there was an alert that was played over the overhead speakers, something about enabling a defense protocol, at which point the Spectral Avenger heard the sound of these whirring motors starting up. He then peeked through the wall into this room. The door is now opened as these things are coming out, and he saw these robots, which painted on them was AIDS in big letters, of course, with the appropriate periods denoting the acronym. And so here we are. There is a woman here. Who is this? That's Gundy? Who is that? I can't see. Hang on a second. I'm trying to get that. No. Okay. Never mind. That is a lab tech. So let's just keep the initiative the way it was for now.
Yeah, I'm between the meat shields.
Yeah. So let's start with Rocket. So there's this kind of chime going off in the background. You notice that there are some very subtle alert lights indicating that an alert has gone off. So on various display panels here and there, there's like this red thing. I'll remind you that you were here in the room with the computer where the doctor was. Mm-hmm. So you actually learned, you were able to kind of review a lot of information about these crystals, the large ones, the small ones, how they're connected, and so on. So everyone finds you. Your dog hearing basically is you're clued into what's going on out there. Something about AIDS robots is what the Spectral Avenger is shouting right over here outside the door. So what are you doing?
So while I'm on the computer, I would like to try to find a way to shut down AIDS.
Sorry, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be one of those nights. Okay. So I'm assuming that you're gathering information. You're there and you hear something about AIDS robots, and you kind of look. And actually, if I look at the line of sight, I'm guessing you'd be able to see these things moving. With as the one moves out into the hallway here. And they're just these bizarre kind of globular robots with these various arms. Give me a notice check, Avenger and Rocket both. Ooh, wow.
How's the 19? Damn. Damn.
Hard to miss. So on these things are kind of tucked against them in little recesses of these little claw-like arms. And in the center of them, you see that telltale purplish pink glow of these strange crystals. It's as if they've got these implant devices ready to go as this thing moves out into the hallway. So give me electronics check, please. Let's use that. I think that's what we decided.
I got another raise.
Geez, okay. So you notice that when you get to the area, there is a section in the computer, think Fallout, right, where you find the submenu for automated systems control. And using the doctor's credentials, which you've already kind of managed to hack, you get in, and you do in fact see a number of options, but all of them are grayed out. And it says that it mentions the defense protocol, and it says that that it basically controls are locked out because this protocol is enabled.
Well, shit.
So that'll be your action. You've got move if you want to move. Otherwise, we'll move on.
I'll kind of like move around the corner. Kind of like hide.
Okay, so you kind of you hop down and kind of like clickety across the floor. You're there. There is actually a couch and a bed that this doctor.
Yeah, I'll get like right up on the couch and like hide underneath the armchair.
Okay.
Or the arm of the couch with like just my eyes peeking over it.
Nice. Okay, let's go to Spectral Avenger. So the AIDS robots are moving ever so slowly. I'm thinking from last round they might have been kind of progressing as they really kind of warm up and sort out their surroundings. What are you doing?
As I recall, somebody had recognized what the acronym was.
Yes.
And told us not to let them touch us.
Yeah. So Red Rocket pulled that up in the computer. But I'm not aware, and I could go back and listen, but I'm not aware that all of you would be aware of this because you don't have comms and all that, right? So you may be because you're kind of within earshot. And Gundy because he's got dog ears.
Okay.
Yeah. He's basically it was yeah, cause that's right. Gundy heard it because he was saying they're going to put AIDS in you. So, or something like that. I forget, but AIDS crystals. That's what it was. Yeah. So what are you doing?
Out of an abundance of caution, I am going to retreat. I think this way.
Okay.
They put crystals in a ghost.
Hey, I thought I was immune to most stuff until those void weapons.
Gotcha.
So
True.
I am taking extra precautions just in case.
I wish not have brought mine.
Yeah, so you're gonna as you move through this, the EMF here is intense, and this is something that you'd never really noticed before. But as you approach this, it actually I'm gonna need a spirit roll, or your corporeal state might begin to fluctuate erratically, because you're like all of what you're going through right there is all the equipment that they would have been hooked up to.
So it feels like a resistive path?
Yes, 100%.
Would it be less resistive to pivot and change directions this way?
You could try it. You tell me.
I'm thinking if I'm feeling a pushback, I would go the other direction.
Okay. Yeah. So you definitely feel that. Let me have the spirit roll, and we'll see how much you feel it.
Sure.
Oh, not all that much. So
God damn.
Okay.
you feel it, and as you're kind of moving through, you notice like your hands kind of just because of the way you're moving, your forearm starts to become corporeal. Give me a quick smarts check, just to identify the risk. Okay, so 4 succeeds. So the risk there is if you were to fail significantly and become corporeal whilst in the midst of a wall, that could theoretically cause problems with you.
Oh, yes. I can imagine that.
Not that you're an expert on being a ghost, but yeah. So what do you take a right instead?
So given that, I would take, it would be my left because I'm probably facing the robots, but yes.
Okay. Nice. So Mordred, you would see that Spectral Avenger step out of that wall, and there's like the ectoplasm just dripping down from where he's backed out in this defensive posture. So that's your move. Any action?
I don't have anything ranged that I can really throw at them, so no. I'm going to try to observe primarily.
Okay, fair enough. So that brings us over to Mordred, who probably doesn't just observe. What are you doing, Mordred?
Well, I was moving down the hallway here, and then I see him ooze out of a wall.
Yeah.
And I stop like right here next to him, like, what's up? What the hell's that?
Some kind of robot. There's a few more in the room.
Sweet.
And a lot of equipment. Some kind of heavy EMF, maybe.
Well, then I prepare, sword ready to just bash the shit out of the one in the hallway when next turn.
Okay. So you can hold your action too. I mean, if you decide as we go, fair enough. So you are there watching this one move out, and you guys should be able to see them, right? If you click on the little guy, open
I
him
can
up.
see him.
Okay. Who is up next? Let me see in the initiative order. Ooh, Mike Gundy. Okay, what are you doing? So you're bringing up the rear. You were behind Mordred, and he's moving forward. So what are you doing? You're on mute.
There we go.
There you go.
Actually, Black Girl's behind me.
Yeah.
So, good.
I really want to defer to her having an opinion.
No, but you're behind me, so that's... I'll hear you scream if something comes the other direction.
No, you'll hear some kind of weird clomping sound.
Yeah, that's
whatever
right.
she turns into.
Sounds like the Transformers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's gonna do much right this minute because I don't see Mordred like charging in there.
Yeah, you see him sort of post up next to Spectral Avenger, and they're having a quick conversation back and forth.
Ow. What's in this room?
What's in what room?
The one I just walked into.
Yeah, so there is a bunch of equipment in there. It looks like, give me a science check. Because you're Gundy, you're not Garrett.
Yeah, Gundy might be better at it.
I doubt it.
Science?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be unskilled, isn't it?
Yep. You might be able to use... No, I'm not doing common knowledge. This is...
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's some really cool medical contraptions is what you see in there. They're, there's like a little tube mounting spinny thing, and then there's like another slide looking thing. You do recognize a microscope in there at least.
Everybody knows what that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. There's a computer, there's a fire extinguisher, a few things that you recognize immediately. On the back wall, there's actually a mounted computer. It's like on an arm. Where it could be kind of pulled out and accessed.
Yeah. Like a doctor's office. All right.
Yep. You also notice in the floor here, you notice that there's a little specks of blood, probably dried kind of brown liquid of some kind. It's not been cleaned up necessarily.
That's not ominous. Spit my chaw into the tubes and they'll spin anything.
Nice. In the spirit of Dobbs. Yeah. Okay.
And then, post up the doorway. as long as I know that something's not coming from behind me, I'm right there.
Okay, so you post up. That brings us to Block Scroll. What do you do? Still, are you still an alligator? By the way, I don't remember if you shifted.
I
back.
think she was still. She hadn't
You're
changed
muted, Byron.
Yeah, I think she's still an alligator.
Okay.
I can't see any reason why she would have changed. Sorry, I mean my dog's like.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Upstairs, I apologize. What I want to do?
Sounds like a little guy.
Yeah, she's mad. I took her downstairs, and now she came back up.
Mine's been doing that all weekend.
So
He's absolutely a little guy.
I think. Let's see here. So I can move. What 3 is like? A pace is a number of squares you can move. Right?
Yeah, you can move. That's your base move. Yeah, and then you can add a running die to that if you want to run.
Add a running die. What do you do for a running die?
You roll the die and add it to your pace.
What type?
Should be on your character
On the
sheet.
sheet.
Yeah.
If you click
Okay.
pace, it will roll for you and tell you how far you can go.
That's a red rocket runs 579
that's
squares.
That's not important.
That's a really bad example. you run to Boston from here.
I don't move that fast
All right,
anymore.
so this is going to be -3.
Okay, so you
it's
can
gonna
move
be
up to
6.
9. Yep.
For me, it's going to be 3. It's going to be 3 less than that because
Okay.
that's using Block Scroll's pace, not the
Oh,
alligator's
righto.
pace.
Right.
Alligator's pace is half of mine.
Okay.
So, see here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll run up over here next to Mordred.
Okay.
What color are you?
What color am I?
Yeah, what color alligator? I just imagine you like
Purple, of course.
A purple alligator. With like, and I picture the eyes are like these, like, they've got like these big exaggerated eyelashes on the front.
Yeah, they're yellow with these big exaggerated noses.
Red lipstick and that
dripping with gore, because remember you tore that guy apart.
That girl doesn't wear eyelashes.
pieces of meat hanging out of her mouth.
Yeah.
All right. I thought she was a vegan.
So let me
I really
recall.
hope you can't taste that.
Let me
She does have
recall.
like a spiked black collar around her neck, though.
Stop hiding my beef jerky.
I'm gonna actually. That's as a
I'm not
player,
hiding
so
it. I'm
that's
eating
gonna
it. There's a difference.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it was fake.
work. All righty. Nice.
Yeah, I guess that's all I do. I'm just gonna run. So
Okay.
just run over there and I'll ask them. I'm like, "What's going on?"
That is not. What's going on there? Descending.
That's it.
Yeah. Go. There we go. All right. So cards have been dealt. The bad guys are now in the initiative. So you've closed the distance. All this stuff's going on. Mordred, you're now up with an ace. So what are you gonna do?
I'll get the one that's right there in the hallway with us.
Okay. 'Cause you're gonna just be a jerk and go ahead and attack that robot, even though it hasn't stated its intention yet.
Yeah.
Fine. Go ahead.
A hatred of all
every
things
combat.
robotic.
Hatred of all things robotic. All right, that's a working episode title. So let's.
Just a big arcing swing from bottom to top. Just cut this thing in half.
Okay, nice. So you go in and it's making its weird noises, and just as you approach it, when you come within attacking distance, those little arms that are tucked away in these like little recesses start to spin. And then, you can see the sort of crystals in there. And it says, begin deployment procedure. And give me your attack roll. That's not possible. Really?
That didn't seem right.
You must have done something wrong. Oh, I mean, I'll take it. I will take it.
Wow.
D12 plus 0. Okay.
Somebody updated the algorithm.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me see if this is.
Nope, wrong one.
Fuck.
Squeal like a pig.
Ow.
Ow.
Yeah, okay. So let me see. You don't manage to hit it. Would you like to use a Benny?
Sure.
Okay, why don't you do that? And by the way, you guys would have gotten reset at the beginning of the session. Reset your bennies. As much as I hate to say it, that's better. So yeah, you come in and you strike this thing. Go ahead and give me a damage roll, which I'm sure is going to be unfortunate.
Oh my god!
Plus one. Like could you just see that? I'm putting it there so that the people interested. Do you see what he just did? As I hover over the dice and the stream can see this horrible thing that you did. Okay, so let's just go ahead and have you tell me what happens to this this thing.
Well, just like I said, just a big swing from bottom to top, and it just turns into garbage and sprays up against the ceiling. Just parts raining down everywhere now.
Yeah, so I think you strike it the first time, right? And then you switch back, you kind of glance off of it and bring it back around almost to added momentum. And yeah, you slice it basically from the top all the way to the ground, and you actually slice into the floor as bits and bobs just fly everywhere. There's a bit of an explosion and smoke everywhere. And then it's laying there and it's like kind of stuff, and you sort of hear this error as it dies. Okay, well, shit. Let's move on to Mike Gundy, who's next up in the order. What do you do? Think you're muted again.
I don't know if I am I?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No, you're not.
Not anymore.
Excellent question. I don't think I can see anymore.
What can't you see?
Them. The robots.
No, you cannot. They have not poured out of the door.
Yeah.
You see Mordred jumping up there and attacking. Let me get a better view.
Oh, shit! You could have been a baseball player. Babe Ruth would have been proud. Yep, that's it. That's all I got.
You're gonna hang back? You're gonna hang back and let it go, or what?
Yeah, I don't know what else you would do.
Okay.
This green room was bathroom, or what was that?
So the room up at the top, yeah. So this door here is actually locked with a key reader kind of thing.
This one, okay.
Mm-hmm. Give me you got dog ears. Give me a quick notice check. There's quite a lot of noise going on now.
Okay, the dog hearing, not dog ears. I'm not a furry.
Well, yeah. That'd be so amazing if you actually had floppy dog ears to go with your floppy mullet. Yeah, okay. So once you get right up against the door, again, these are pretty thick, sort of metal, like Death Star style walls. You hear the telltale whir of like racks of servers going on in there.
Oh, fancy ones.
What do you do?
It's a electronic lock, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. Well, let's see if it's hermetically sealed.
Oh, shit.
And spit out some bacteria sludge and see if it can get into the room.
Oh, gross. Okay, so what does that look like from the camera? I think that...
That's like okay, it's Halloween weekend. It's like black tar, like X-Files-esque coming out of my eyes and nose and mouth and ears just onto the floor.
Ugh, gross. So you kind of lean over and just let it drip off your face onto the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
and then I do that quick, like I'm blowing a booger out of my nose to get the rest of it out.
Yeah, so you do that, and it actually can work its way through, but it's going to take a minute. It's got to go through.
I'm just going to let it start getting its way into places where it can short stuff out.
Okay, got it. It's funny. Block Squirrel, you're up next.
So he's hacking on this door behind me.
Literally.
What does the door look like?
The door that he's hacking on, it's basically just a sliding door, great big metal kind of thing.
Does it look firm?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to haul off and give it an alligator tail slap.
Okay. A super-powered alligator tail slap.
Super-powered alligator tail slap into it.
So you see him slobbering all over the ground or whatever, and then you kind of whack. Give me an attack roll, please. The attack roll will represent you hitting the door in its most vulnerable place, if there is such a thing.
That wasn't me. Fighting. D8, same as me, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll mine.
Okay. Okay. So
We'll
you
spend a penny.
Okay. Good job. Oh, wild die saves you there. Good for you.
Well, that saves me, but
Yeah, so you do manage
great.
to hit it in the most vulnerable place for the big metal door. Give me a damage, and if you get a raise, we'll call it damaged. Otherwise, we're going to say that it's just soaked.
all right, it's going to be this plus a
It's
D10.
soaked in something, all right.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
the easiest way to roll this stuff here? I need to roll a D10 plus a D8.
You could just slash roll and then do it twice and add them if you need to.
Slash roll?
Yeah,
Oh,
just do
like-
slash roll space 1d10 and then do it again for 1d8. It's like
Or
a
you
little
just
macro.
hover over the left. And then
Yeah,
roll.
there is a clicky dice over there too.
Oh, there's a clicky die over there?
Yeah.
It's underneath the turn counter. Let me move that.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. Oh, the D8 would explode, right?
Yep, it would. So there you go.
So 11 plus 6 be 17 points?
Yeah, so you just like, ooh, you hit it, and some of the blocks actually come off of your tail. You hit it so hard, and they kind of skitter across the ground and just vaporize or whatever.
Ah, my face.
But yeah, you actually, and you're down low, right, as an alligator would, so you kind of buckle the door inward. Probably not going to open real well, right? It's like buckled inward at the lower part there. Not enough to open it, but enough that the snot just starts to go quickly through.
That should give your snot a little easier access.
Yes, and
Much obliged.
for that, both of you, please take yourselves a Benny. That was good teamwork, however unintentional it might have been. Plus, I'm a sucker for some gross, drooly stuff. Cool. Let's get into some aids. This one is busted, isn't it? Come here. Can I do that? Yeah. It's got an X on it now, yeah. So this one comes out of the turn order. Sorry. Come out. There we go. All right, so this one actually is going to move forward, seeing Mordred. So its appendages are already extended. And the thing you notice is there's like this weird, there's little vents on the sides of these like old school sort of like tubular robot arms, like a gooseneck kind of thing. And there's steam coming out as these things are whirring. And then there is a, uh-oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to just roll that raw. Let's do this. Roll. 8. Okay, so that sucks. I hate my villains at all times. So it fires off like those old toys that you had, like the old Godzilla that would shoot its fists. It's like, and these little like helicopter things flies right over your shoulder and sort of bounces off this wall and skitters to the ground at Blox's feet right over here. So it misses you. It is going to finish its move though, and foolhardily it will be engaged with you. So that ends that one's turn. This one does similar things. It says
Target acquired.
and it fires. Yep. Why do I even show up? Did I type that right? Did I just say roll 1? No, it was right.
No,
Okay.
no, you rolled it right.
So again, Mordred, why doesn't this one hit you?
But it's just bad.
So it's just like you don't even dodge. It's just like ding. It actually
Yeah, I'm just
bounces.
staring at it and it misses.
Yeah, it's just sort of like shoots right past your head. You don't even try to dodge. It's like pshung, all the way down here, skittering across the ground and drilling its way into the grating of the floor over here. And the last of my completely ineffective, terrible, horrible victims is going to. He should be in the turn order too, shouldn't he? Sorry. We'll just leave him as 0 for right now. He is going to be blocked. So he's going to be moving, but he's just waiting for his, he says, deployment mode active. And he just is going to hold his action. So that brings us back around. We're going to start a new round. We're trying to do this the right way, even though Roll20 makes that a little hard.
No, I get to go.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Did I miss you in that?
Damn it.
You should have been. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I'm all the way at the bottom.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So go ahead and take it.
Take it. Take it. I'm going to come be a nuisance. And I'm going to run over here and kind of step into all these body parts.
Okay.
Get him, Cujo.
I'm going to step right here and I'm going to whirlwind.
What's the maximum weight that you can lift with the whirlwind?
I believe it's 400 pounds.
Okay. And what are the checks to resist the effect?
Strength.
Okay. Because they're near the weight, I'm going to give them a +1.
Okay.
Okay. So 1 will succeed. Yeah, man, I wish you could hit up 1D.
You could just copy and paste.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. But I had to think about that first. So there's 3 there, right? 1 and geez. All right, so they may not be much of a. Okay, so one of them, you get to pick which one is not going to be able to. You notice the sort of hands reach down and grip the floor and hold them into place. This last one though grabs one of those gratings. Which one do you want to blow away?
I like this corner one, the one diagonal from me.
Okay, it's the one in the back.
So he's gonna go 8 squares.
Which way?
That direction, 1. So
One being north?
yeah.
Okay, so it's going to actually cause him to slam into this one, toppling it over temporarily. So it will have to recover before its next action. So its move will be taken up by that. And yeah, it flies into one of these bays and just crunches into the equipment. All kinds of sparks and shit fly, and there's like pieces of metal and whatnot. It is going to take, I think, give me a D6 roll worth of impact damage there.
Now I'm rolling like Jason.
Good. Excellent. Thank you for that, Tyler. I appreciate it. Yeah, so it just kind of crumples up. It's out of the scene for the moment. We'll see what happens next.
And then I'm going to continue moving.
For your extra action?
Back. Yep.
Okay.
For one of them. We'll come on over here. Is this just a doctor just hanging out here?
So this is, yeah, so as you there's the, basically, she's not there. There you go. I forgot to move her.
I was going to say she's really calm.
Yeah. Is this door like locked?
Yes, at this point it is. Mm-hmm.
Can I use the credentials from the other doctor to try to open it?
You have computer credentials, but you don't have a security device, so I'm going to say no.
Damn, okay. Well,
if you had a fingerprint of that doctor, you probably could.
I could go get one.
You probably could, yeah. Wherever he got off to.
I guess. Oh, wasn't he in the? Oh, yeah. Where is he?
Yeah, I think he did come down to. Eric, you sent him to get all of the things that he's been working on.
All of his research.
Yeah, so he's actually. I want to say that he's. Yeah, you don't know where he is.
Okay.
I'll have to try to figure out where he might have gone.
I do remember that it was more than one thumb drive worth.
Yes, it was.
There's several thumb drives waiting on the desk for us to retrieve, and then I told him, and when he ran out of thumb drives, he went to go get something else.
Yeah.
I'll just give the whole like building a lap basically to check out, make sure there's nobody else.
Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna blaze around. So do you just go around the square?
Yeah, just a big rectangle.
Okay. I wish my mouse weren't so spastic. Yeah, so you make your way around.
I'd probably end up here by Gundy and box.
Come on now. Yeah, so you get all the way down to the end of this hallway, and with all the action going on, I will I put the wrong guy on here. So you come down at the bottom, and there you see, standing there in a way that you might expect he should, is one of these drone guys. He has apparently, for whatever reason, not become triggered. And so, for those of you wondering what I'm doing on the stream, before I had put the wrong icons on there, so it looks like Vile Troopers, and there are no Vile Troopers here. Anyway, so what do? You're hauling ass, and it's like the hallway's coming, and you see this drone guy there in that sort of weird bodysuit, just sort of staring directly forward, despite all that's going on down the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just... what'd you say? I'm sorry.
So you're hauling ass down the hallway.
Yep.
And you see coming into out of the shadow, basically, as the closer you get and your eyes adjust, you see there's this drone positioned similarly to the ones that you saw before. His back's against the wall, leaning, just kind of staring forward, despite the fact that all this crazy shit's going on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just make my way around.
Give me, are you trying to be more or less trying to avoid contact for the most part?
Yeah.
Give me a stealth roll, please.
Oh, I'm very loud. I guess I'm going faster than I think I am.
You're going to let it, oh wow, double ones. Yeah, a lot faster than, and in fact, I'm going to have, because you and Gundy have that little back and forth constantly, I'm going to let Gundy tell us what happens, Garrett.
I'm just going to move myself back up next to Gundy, since that's where I'm going to end up.
He's running around the big center block.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be bad. Double ones.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So I think some of that goop that I spit out has gotten into some of the electronics, and now it's throwing out like a sonic screech, like a really loud dog whistle.
Okay. Yeah.
so he goes flying into a wall or something.
Yeah. So you're hauling ass down the hallway. You're about to make your turn, right? And you're trying to stay stealthy, and suddenly there's just this like, and everything goes crazy, and you literally plow into the drone full speed, smashing it into the wall, and of course awakening it as it's like, oh. So you will have to contend with that. I believe that's the rest of your turn, isn't it?
I could take like 3 extra actions, but that's good enough for now.
Okay, so let's recall some initiative, and let's deal some initiative. And the sorting is really weird on this, I notice. Kind of got to check. Okay, so Red Rocket, interestingly enough, it has your initiative. So you're going to do what? As you smash into him, he crumples back against the wall. Ooh, he's kind of grasping at your robot arms. What do you do?
I'm going to back up and run into him again. Harder.
Harder? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to show off your surprise power that we talked about just before you barfed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what the camera sees is from behind his neck, like coming out of his collar, are these plates, basically turning into like a tungsten, like rhino nose kind of thing. And go ahead and give me a fighting roll, please. I'll get you stats on this, but I
got a 4.
What is it? Oh, nice.
4.
Okay. So, you're going to spend a Benny, or you're going to let it hang?
I'll spend a Benny.
Okay.
Could be better.
Because you're against his parry, which isn't great, but it's not 4. Okay.
5.
So yeah, this is the first time you've used this in real combat. Like in the lab, you've tried this out, right? And you just go hauling ass, and you go right between his arm and his rib cage, and smash into the wall, denting the wall in as he turns and grapples your robot arm. What other actions?
Well, that didn't work very well. I'm going to start whirlwinding.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to fire off a whirlwind.
Absolutely. So he's got like my arm, like the one arm that's like closest to him, and I just kind of wrap around him
Okay.
and like start spinning him in a circle.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to run or you're going to whirl? You're going to.
I'm gonna whirlwind.
Okay. Got it. So let's see if he can hang on. And he cannot. So tell me what that's like. So you get going, and his feet come up off the ground. How does that play out? What happens to him?
I imagine we're spinning basically in this little 9 square block, and eventually his hands just slip off.
Okay.
And he's gonna go 7 squares. 3. Why is it a D12? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's the clock. It's clock positions. That's why. So he's at 3 o'clock.
He's right into the wall.
Yeah. So you just
Right into the wall.
Yeah, you fling him kind of right over into the side of the door frame over here, like as you're spinning around, and then he's going to take some damage from that because he's not really armored. Not trivial. So you said you kind of spin around in this area. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so yeah, he just slam into the wall, takes the breath away from him, but that's about it. What else?
Well, that's enough for me to make my way back down here to mind my own fucking business.
Okay, so you're like, bang, slam him into the wall, and then haul ass back up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good time. Let's see. So this guy's got to use his action. He's going to recover. So we're on to the aids. And so he recovers, and he's going to move back into position, but he will not be able to do much else. He's blocked anyway. This guy's over here on Mordred, so he is actually going to shoot Mordred. He's going to get a little bit of a bonus. And he's got +2. Ooh, he hits Mordred. Mordred, what is your toughness? Dare I ask?
A lot. That's like a 24 with the armor.
Okay, so physical damage, maybe not. Okay, so no. So this thing hits you, and as it kind of bites into your armor, the projectile actually lodges itself into the plate of your armor. And starts kind of spinning on the inside, like it's trying to drill its way in. So this thing is attached to you, but you do not take any physical damage from it. Brings us to your turn. What do you do?
I rip that out and stab it with it.
Okay. So give me a fighting roll to get a handhold. It's going to be, and an attack with it would be an extra action.
So 7.
Yep. So you snatch it loose from the armor, and you can see these little crystals shining in there, and then, yeah. So I'll let you sacrifice your move just because it's happening fast. I'll treat that as a mini action, so you can go ahead and make your attack. I think it's okay.
Just another fighting roll, I guess.
Yes, that's correct. Although you're against its parry at this point.
Yeah, 4.
4. So that's going to be a no. You can spend a Benny if you'd like to reroll.
Nah, I'll just, since it glanced off the armor or whatever, I'll just throw that aside.
Yeah, so you sort of, you pull it off and you kind of just like bang it, smack it with it. And some of these little crystals actually fall out of their mountings. And then you cast it aside. It's still kind of rattling a little bit, trying to do its automated job, but it ceases operation for the most part. Okay, this guy at this point is going to... Wait a minute, we had him already, so we should be up to Blocks Girl now. Ms. Blocks, what would you like to do? The alligator.
Well, we'll see here. Banging on the door, if knocking once doesn't knock harder, right?
Okay.
So I'll do another like tail slap to the door.
Okay.
See if we can get this thing open. Let's see here. It's going to be 11 more points.
Good Lord. Okay. Give me the fighting roll though, just to see where you place it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, if you get, and you'll get bonus damage as well if you ace your roll.
Roll up here.
Dope.
Damn, I'm sucking. Benny.
Okay, Benny.
There we go.
Okay. That's a little better. So the door doesn't have a very high parry, but I'm just kind of trying to gauge. So you hit it again in the same sort of spot that you hit before. And the damage was 11. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So this time it just kind of crumples inward, but still you're buckling it further. But it's this sort of sliding, substantial metal door. So there's no way in hell it's going to open. You're going to have to cave it the rest of the way in. At this point, it's not going to slide to the sides. And there is about sort of a pooched out space, about big enough for a small dog or a cat or something smallish to sneak through. What do you do?
I'm like, well, Gundy, looks like there's room for your bugs.
Spectral. Yeah, is that you going to end your turn, Byron?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
got it. Spectral Avenger's up next. What do you do? You're on mute, Eric.
The ghost.
No, I'm thinking. Unfortunately, I still don't have much that I can offer, but these guys are trying to get into this room for some reason. I wouldn't even know that because I'm facing the robots.
I think you'd have to be aware of it because, I mean, she is bashing this
whamming on the
fucking
door
door.
with
Yeah,
okay.
Just a glance with it. I would say you guys are generally aware of the action that's happening around you, yeah.
I am going to take a step back and go into the room, see if I can open the door from the inside.
Okay.
Because I don't know that I have anything to offer against the robots.
Yeah. Byron, give me a D4 roll. So as put yourself where you go, Avenger.
Probably go right there.
Okay. As you come snotting your way through, there is a person dressed in he's basically like business casual. He's got a blue shirt on, kind of button up. He's got khakis, and he's got a lab coat on, although he strikes you as more the computer geek kind of guy. And he's obviously like watching the door buckle in as you come through the wall. He sees the big ring of snot, which causes you to shimmer slightly. He loses his spirit roll and just literally just like hurls himself backward, and he's kind of batting at the open control on this door over here, and failing to hit it. He's just kind of like as you come in. What do you do, Mr. Avenger?
He seems like a good candidate for some mind control.
Oh boy. Okay. What is he rolling to? Is it intelligence or something? Smarts?
No, it's an opposed smart. It's a contested smarts roll.
Contested smarts, eh? Well, let's just see what little Roy smarts.
Good luck.
Boop. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No. You as soon as you hit him, it's like you hit this wall of analytic thinking, and you just see all these sort of numbers swirling around, and you touch his mind enough to know that he's trying to deduce exactly what your chemical composition is or some such thing, and you know his name is Roy. That's about all you're going to get out of him.
Okay.
He also just and as he's doing that, because he got the 23, he's like mentally, he's just like, oh, that's it. He's discovered some crazy science concept or whatever. some terrible computing problem that he was having. Anything else? Any?
If there is an obvious door control, can I activate it or?
The one that you're standing near, you could.
Yeah.
If you make yourself corporeal, you probably could.
That door like beat to shit though.
Yeah.
It's not going to open.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, won't we?
Oh.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I'll make myself tangible long enough to try opening the door, even if it gets it open a little more.
Yeah. So your flesh kind of, there's that like kind of weird vapor and stuff as your pale, weird looking human hand comes through. You successfully do that. You press the open button. And actually, as soon as your hand becomes corporeal, you hear this click, like the motion sensor picked up that you're trying to exit. You hit the button, and it's literally just like grinding gears because it's the door is buckled outward or inward toward you at this point.
Didn't figure it would work, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah, you hear the door trying to open. Obviously, guys that are on the outside. That's going to end your turn. We'll come over to this the next aides over here. He's fired one, I think. Yes, and he missed. He's got another. He's going to continue attempting to fire at Mordred. Let's see. Come on, aces. No, all right. He would succeed, though. So he fires and manages to hit you. Your toughness is ridiculous. Yep. Let's see it explode over and over again. No. So again, similar thing, although this time it actually hits you in the helmet, in the side as you're kind of, back and forth. This one kind of comes sailing in from nowhere, and you hear it kind of clank into the side of your head, at which point similar things happen. The little drills and tools go to work. And it is going to leverage its movement and extrude its laser cutters. I think it's going to go here, kind of moving through the wreckage of its buddy. Brings us to Mike Gundy. What do you do?
So it says a small dog can get in there.
Yes.
Oh, I think a corgi could. And then I stick my head in the door and start puking centipedes.
So fucking nasty. I love it. Okay.
Millipedes, centipedes, that kind of stuff. And then they just start heading for the servers.
Let's picture what Roy is seeing, right? So the something is smashing in the door. A ghost comes through the wall, and then suddenly
Johnny.
And he can't see your face exactly, but there's this just flood from an unknown source of these bugs.
You can just hear it.
Yeah,
It's exactly what you heard, Jason, at last Chaos Incom.
Yes. Oh, nice. Okay, so so they're going to head toward the servers. There's all kinds of computer equipment in here on both walls. So pick north or south, Gundy.
North.
Okay. So the centipedes are coming in. Spectral Avenger floating there. They're kind of just like coming under his feet. And any movement, or are you going to let it hang there?
I don't have anywhere to go. Yeah, I'll spit out the last couple of millipedes that didn't quite come out in time. And
nice.
Turn towards where the AIDS is coming from.
Awesome. So you purge, and now it's time to move on. All right, Rocket, we're back to you.
Anybody else hungry?
No, you started the round, so hang on a second.
I did. So we're going to draw initiative.
Yep. I noticed the recall cards don't seem to be working when I recall all. Let's hope we don't get this error where I'm out of cards. Okie dokie. Okay, Gundy, you're up again. So you've barfed your centipedes. You pick one out that you accidentally kind of bit down on. It's kind of a bitter taste.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Oh, and they smell horrible too when you bite into a millipede. There. While they're working their magic, I'll keep directing them towards the servers, and I'll take a shot at that one that's next to Spectral, not Spectral, Mordred.
You want to ping him on the map? Which one? The one that's right next to him or in front of him? To his right?
Right next to him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's no range modifier there. Just go ahead and give me a shooting roll. And the camera, meanwhile, while you're rolling that, watches as these little millipedes, like picture millipede's eye view, cruising toward the servers and moving up into the fans and, that kind of stuff.
Let's see. If I click, I can't remember if I click on the damage. That's just the damage. Okay, I got to shoot first.
You can change your weapon configuration in Roll20 to be damage and hit. or you can just click shooting. Either way. Nice. Okay, so you take aim and fire, and you are going to hit it. Go ahead and give me a damage roll, please. Damn. Okay. So 9. You want to let that stand? You want to re-roll it with a Benny?
Why not? Let's re-roll. Let's see.
Great. Oh, nice. Yeah. So you will actually shake it. And it's an extra, so therefore it can't handle the pain. So tell me how this happens.
Is that the one that that grabbed him, or is this a different
yeah, it's one of the ones. Yeah, that's the. It's not the one that. Yeah, it's the one that shot him. Actually, the one that shot him in the side of the head.
Yeah. So spitting out legs from a centipede. Oh, gross. And then and it hits and just kind of pings out the eye socket right next to Mordred's face.
Nice. So yeah, Mordred's like engaged with it and just kapow! This thing suddenly just shudders, and of course it says
Error.
and it basically just kind of topples. And at that moment, the appendage that was attached to Mordred's helmet drops. Mordred, you hear the kind of hiss as the atmosphere from your armor is kind of venting a little tiny bit. Nothing that's going to hurt you, but you're going to have to spend some money on repairs. So it is. That's
he might
dead.
not be able to physically hurt you, Mordred, but he's going to hurt your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I can't harm him, but I sure can make it expensive. Exactly. Got it. That's Gundy. Avenger, you are up next. What do you do? No, sort's wrong. God damn it. What you doing? It's a Gundy. So Mordred. I'm just going with this fucking. I don't even know. Mordred, go. It's making me mad.
Doing.
So now that like no longer being drilled into my head, I'll just take care of the one that's right in front of me.
Okay, let's have a take care of the one that's in front of you roll.
You're not giving my Mordred AIDS.
Thanks, Gundy.
You can't give him what he's already got.
It's a long time with AIDS.
Oh, shit.
9 to hit.
You want to spend a penny?
He is rich.
No, that actually does. You actually get you there. Okay, yeah. So you hit it. Give me some damage roll. I shudder to think what the number is going to come up.
Time to be recycled.
What? Oh my God! All right. So tell me and make it spectacular. What happens?
It's now an armless, legless stump of a robot lying on the ground.
Nice. So you just sort of carve it, and it just falls over like a trash can.
My bank account is still frozen.
And it's what remains of its appendages are still trying to move it along. It's just, but it can't do anything at all. So this one will still theoretically be operational, but it's not going to cause you any problems. So we'll just put that there. So it's up next in the, and actually there's like it's as if it's trying to attack you, Morgan. There's like some sparks and shit that come out of its little laser thingy that you've cut off, as if it's trying to actuate it, but it does nothing. So I'm going to take him out of the turn order as well. Rocket, you are up. Hi, buddy. Sorry, my dog is saying hi. What do you do?
Great question. So I'm gonna come over here and just start sorting through some of the parts, looking for anything important. Like, what was over here? Like some of the crystals, the CPU, basically anything I can get from.
Yeah, so we can use. Let's use either. Let's use repair, because that would give you a good understanding of the relevance of the parts.
I think he's been getting into my hooch.
You're like sniffing around, right? Ooh, a capacitor. Ooh.
There's repair.
Hi. Ooh.
I'm gonna spend a minute.
Okay.
Checking for treats.
The wild eye, yeah.
What the fuck is he doing? Hey, dude. Stop it. Yeah, he's doing some weird shit back there. I don't know. There's my little
He's
dog.
like,
It's like eating the light or something.
My dog is literally that size. That size.
Yeah. So you find a collection of things that are of interest. It will take you a few minutes to like separate them from the rest of the wreckage.
that's okay.
But there
Just
definitely are some
picking
things.
it up.
Yeah, there
Just
definitely are
start
some
picking
things.
up random shit.
And there's the projectiles too that are there that weren't launched out of these when he cleaved it, right? So he's got those. What else? So you took the time to do that. You have some move if you wanna move around.
Y'all get on the other side of Mordred. This is where it's safe. If anything, if he gets through Mordred, then we have actual problems.
Okay, so I picture you kind of sniff around, and like to the camera's eye view, it's just a dog sniffing through the wreckage, and you're just go rolling off. Okay, so I agree with whoever's cat that is.
It's mine.
So these are now moving out. So you can move. Let me see. I think he can go this way because it's mostly wreckage. So he's going to move up close, and he's actually going to try a different tactic, and he's going to try to laser Mordred. And that's Roy Sharp. We don't need Roy Sharp. We need AIDS. Can't say that without laughing. So stupid. Okay, so let's go. So that is going to hit you as it fires up its laser scalpel, which is incredibly strong. And still doesn't really cause you any harm, but it is going to actually whittle away a little bit at your armor. Again, just sending sparks flying everywhere. It's not going to destroy it yet, but it is damaging it. It's far less pretty than it once was. I'm actually going to use a GM Benny. I have 3. I'm going to use 1 just to... You know, when you gamble. Anyway, so yeah, it's just, and you can see the spray of sparks coming off of your armor, and it actually there's enough sparks that it just bathes the hallway in sparks and flashes of light. Which, you know, so that brings us to blocks. What do you do, Miss Blocks?
All right, so we had talked before about like my ability to switch from form to form. So I'd like to switch to a different form.
Okay.
One that I use a lot. So
I'm gonna turn to the hippo.
I'm gonna go to the hippo. So
Okay.
what kind of roll do you want me to make for that to switch between?
I don't think you have to roll. I think it's just an action.
Okay. So I just want to do that in a move. So
Okay.
I'm basically going to turn into the hippo and then force my way through the fucking door.
Okay.
Because hippo's got that. You know,
Yeah.
baby's got back.
Yeah, so I think the alligator just sort of like disintegrates. And what does it look like as you make that shift? What is that?
So the 500-pound purple Lego block alligator, just kind of like the blocks just kind of start flipping around, and as they flip around, they change color and they get into this color pink. And then basically that's what you see is my background.
Yes.
So as the 2-ton pink Lego with the white bow appears in the hallway, and thankfully Gundy backed up, giving me enough space to just walk through the door.
Yeah. So yeah, and absolutely you do. So I will ask for a hippo strength check, please.
That's not a problem. I have hippo strength check ready to go.
Awesome. Yeah. So
There you go.
so what does Roy see now, Byron? So the camera is now in the server room. Let's just recap. A ghost came through the wall, then a vomitus of bugs and whatever came through, and now what?
So 2 large bangs that almost broke the door from its like hinges hit. Then like all this like black slime oozed through. Then a ghost. Then a whole bunch of millipedes. And now a gigantic 2-ton pink hippopotamus made of Legos walks through the ectoplasmic ghost into the room.
Okay.
Because I have to move through Eric.
This is so weird. Okay, so he succeeds with his spirit check though. But literally what we see is the camera flashes to the crotch area of his khaki pants, and they become a much darker shade of khaki as he's just shaking his head and backing up. You come through the door, no problems.
3, 4, 5, 6. So I moved right over to here, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
He's covering his eyes as if that's going to help. Go away! Go away! Go away! There must be chemicals in the air. Oh, what do you do?
I said, I agree. There are chemicals in the air. Why don't you climb in my mouth for safety? And I'll just open my mouth and
Are you? No. Give me an intimidation check. If you
I'm really bad at intimidation.
I'm going to give you a +2 because you're a big scary hippo. So +2.
But I'm -1 because I have really, really bad.
Yeah, so +1 then.
How do you even do intimidation? What is that based on?
It's based on spirit.
So it's going to be a spirit.
Yeah, it's
+1?
D4 +1 basically.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it'd be D6 if it's spirit. Oh, unchecked. Unskilled.
Yeah, it's unskilled. Yeah.
D4 -2. So this is going to be a -1 because I'm already -1 and you're giving me a +2.
+1. That's right. Yeah. Yes.
So we're going to roll this with a -1.
See if, okay. No. So you say that, and he holds it together, but he sort of starts to kind of move along the door, and I'm actually going to give him an action. If he succeeds in his spirit roll, and the spirit's not particularly good, he's going to open the door. Oops, come back on D4. Yes, he does. So he's, as you're standing there before him, and he just reaches up and slaps the door, and it with his hand, and it reads his finger, and the door opens, and he's just sort of he's down on all fours, crab walking backwards with pee all down his leg. What do you do, Blocks, to end out your turn?
Well, I already moved.
Yeah, you took an action and you moved. Yeah, so you're done.
I took an action and I moved and I talked. So I mean,
Okay.
I don't really think I have anything.
Fair enough. Back to Spectral Avenger. So you see what's crazy, Donovan, is you're there and you see this as the door just flies through you because he smashes the door inward, and then she runs through you, and you're feeling that weird staticky feeling as this matter passes through your ghostly form. What do you do now?
You said he's crab walking backwards, so he's basically just retreating toward the wall.
Absolutely.
He's still in view.
He's opened the door and he's trying to crab walk out the door.
I am going to rush at him,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my fear power. I want to try to break down his resistance, and then I'm going to try mind control him.
Shouldn't be hard. I should break out the horror companion for this fucking episode, man. Okay. So why don't you, how does that, whoa. What happened? Hang on.
Page 124 of the core rules, if you need it.
Makes me think of at the beginning of Ghostbusters when they pissed off the librarian ghost.
That's kind of what
I think this is going to open the
yes.
fucking vampire one. Hang on 2 seconds. Like I hit escape and it, here it comes. Sorry guys, on the stream. 120 who?
124 of the core rules.
I'm there. What is that all about? It's pretty slow. There we go. Let me get rid of that thing. And okay. Fear checks. So he's gonna make a spirit roll. So I'm gonna let somebody else roll that. Roll a D4. That's where his spirit sits. Second GM Benny, I think, is in order here. So go ahead and re-roll that for me, please, James. Or whoever. I'll take James. This is a 4.
I bet you will.
So he succeeded. What does this mean? So you're rushing him and you're scary. What does he see? If I'm Roy, what am I seeing?
So what was first a transparent gentleman in a suit basically transforms into the image of a decayed corpse riddled with bullet holes, and he snarls at him. And basically kind of the scene with the librarian from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
If that librarian were a man.
Yeah, so he retreats further. Like that's his response. You wouldn't know what sort of psychological issues he may have after this when he sees his therapist, but he actually gets out the door. And the other thing that's crazy is to do what you just did, you had to kind of pass through the hippo again. Right, because the hippo is now dominating the area, so it's just like this hippo ghost thing that's really super weird. Any movement, or are you going to leave it there?
I'm going to make sure he's within line of sight, and I'm going to try to mind control him.
Okay.
The fear is a free action, so I should be able to do both.
Yep, fear is. Yep, that's right. Let me give oppose smarts check. He's going to succeed. See if you beat that. And you don't.
I'm going to do a Benny.
Okay. Oh, no.
Well, that wasn't helpful.
Yeah. So you try again, and at this point, all you get is fear. In fact, it's like this recursive thing where you're scaring yourself. It's horrible. His head is so crowded, and you get the sense as well that there's some difference to his neurology, maybe. And so, yeah, we'll leave it there. Gundy. Your millipedes are all up in the servers and stuff. Some of them have gotten stuck in fans. It's just a mess in there. What are they attempting to do exactly? Muted.
Yeah, it tells me that too. Short stuff out. Just try to short stuff out, overheat, plug up fans, block up heat sinks, and
let's do an electronics roll. Let's say D. Let's do just, if you don't have it, we can just use a D6. I think it's probably fine. Just gonna get an idea of what happens there. If you have it, we'll use yours.
This word.
Okay, so they're all up in there. None of the servers have gone out, but you can.
I'll Benny it.
Okay. Benny. Don't forget. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's better. Yeah, so some of the fans are starting to short out. Some of the flashing lights on the front, the sort of drive lights or whatever, are kind of starting to darken. You haven't shut anything down just yet, but it's just a mass of bugs in there. 2 rounds from now, you'll start rolling a D4. And for each D4, that's the number of servers that will shut down that round as a result of your bug infestation. Okay. In the meanwhile, what are you going to do?
There's another robot next to him there. Robot?
This one is messed up, and then this one you just... didn't you just destroy this one, James? Or am I having like...
No, not yet. That one came out and shot me with its laser.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Gundy, there is.
Okay. Pew pew.
Pew pew. Give me that pew pew roll.
Pew pew. And I get a +1 because I haven't moved.
Yep. You trying to aim?
Yeah, that marksman thing. If I don't move,
okay. Yep.
I get to add a +1 to my.
We come through, so that's a 9. You're gonna hit it. Give me damage.
Down to the old Grandpappy's sidearm. Man, we're gonna go through the bennies tonight.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. Oh, no better. All right,
when
so
you gamble.
Yeah, you hit it, and there's a ping, and there's some sparks, and a pew pew kind of thing as it ricochets down the hallway, but you do not do any significant damage.
My bad.
What else? You see, you're taking advantage of not moving, so that means you forego your move and you get shot. So is that you? I think.
Yeah, because I have to concentrate on the other guys too, so I can't summon anything else.
Yes, and I think we began with Mordred, didn't we? Or we didn't? No.
No, I haven't gone yet.
Yep, you're right. And then Rocket's last. Okay. So go.
So the robot gets distracted by getting shot at. I'll take advantage of that and turn it into a kebab by driving my sword through it into the wall.
Robo kebab. Okay. Go ahead and give me that sword kebabbing roll. Nope. Not good
I'll use
enough.
my last penny.
Last penny. Damn. So much better. You're going to get... that didn't... Yeah, so
35 damage.
Yeah, so you should have...
That was 2 6s on the wild die.
Yeah, exactly. So you should get bonus damage. I'm not sure why it... But yeah, so go ahead and roll. To fuck.
Does he need the bonus 4?
No. I'm going to ask somebody else. Who am I going to ask? I'm going to ask Tyler. Tell me what the kebab. Tell me how this goes.
So as he like sticks his sword through it and kind of just picks it up, and it just kind of slides all the way down, and then basically splits the rest of the way in half.
Nice. So the pile of wreckage here is now even bigger. So there's this just kind of pile of robot parts at Mordred's feet, right?
Mordred's basically in a rage room. He's
Yeah.
having
Oil
a
and
great time.
coolant covered in it.
Yep.
Mordred's junkyard.
So about this time, the doctor still pants around ankles. Gundy, he catches you kind of by surprise. He's just sort of walks right past you, pants down around his ankles still, ambling along. He's got a tray, and on it are some various materials like some memory cards and things. And he's just kind of walking along. He kind of doesn't even look at the dog. He's just kind of moving along and gets in the way of things. Okay, so Rocket, I think you went first last time.
He goes walking by. I put my
don't know.
spit bottle on
Yeah,
his
so I'm
tray.
gonna start a new round. It's not gonna kill us. I would love for the cards to behave themselves. At least that it's not. You remember last time where it was dealing cards, but they weren't actual cards? You remember that? That was great fun. So, descending. So weird. All right, so we're going to go with, there's an ace on the table, and that is, I think it's an incapacitated robot that I didn't take out. Oh, yeah, it is. Darn. All right, so Mr. Gundy, you are up. What do you do?
Oh. What do I have? Oh, I can't see anything else.
Yeah, you got
I
this
guess
guy
I'll-
crab walking out that you can see. Well, you see the hippo's ass over here, actually. I guess.
I knew she'd be getting into my beef jerky.
She's a
straight-
closet
Go-
keto fiend.
Going straight to her hips. I'll go in and see if I can start unplugging things.
Oh yeah, it's much easier to do. So there are glass doors.
I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm just unplugging stuff.
Yeah, so there's network infrastructure here. So there's like Cat6 cables. You can very easily start unplugging those. Fiber connections and
That
other
reminds
things.
me of my 12-pin.
Yeah. Do you have electronics?
No.
Give me an electronics roll. So you're just going to start unplugging things. Then that's fine.
I do not have electronics.
Give me an unskilled
not.
smarts roll. 1d4 plus 1.
1d4. Unskills. What? Say it again.
So you can roll one. Give me 1d4 plus 1 roll.
Okay. I'm just going to do it as a common knowledge because it's already a d4.
Yep, that works too.
All right.
Yeah, so the wild die gets you there
Oh,
for
the
sure.
wild die.
So yeah, you're aware enough of network stuff that you know certain plugs, and you can read as well. So you kind of they've got ports labeled in a very clear way. So you just start ripping cables out, and there's no apparent effect immediately.
Yelling over my shoulder, let me know when the AIDS gets shut down.
You're just pulling these patch cables out, just like, So I'll assume you spend the rest of your turn kind of pulling that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so there's probably all sorts of interesting things going on. Mr. Avenger, up next. What do you do?
I'm going to try one more time for mind controlling the guy.
Okay.
And
where's Roy Sharp? There he is. Smarts check for Roy. Uh-oh. I'm spending my last Benny.
Roy Sharp cannot be broken.
Oh, shit. Okay. So you, I don't think you can mind control multiple people at the same time. You got to concentrate on one, yeah? I think.
No, I can do two.
You can do two. Okay, so the doctor's still happily like, chick, chick, chick. So what do you have him do? He's crab walking backwards, just, and then suddenly he just stops. He's still kind of backwards, right, on his hands and his butt, and his jaw goes slack. And his eyes lose the expression and glaze over with mind control.
So focusing on him, not so much the doctor. Shut off the defenses.
He stands up. The wet spot in his pants still very, very wet. He goes over to a terminal, which is kind of over here. He walks in and just literally walks right past the giant hippo there. That's like, you can hear it breathing.
I would step back to give him room.
Yep. As it now, I don't imagine that Block's girl would have heard what you said. It's in his head, right?
Oh, I tend to speak the commands out loud.
You speak it out loud. Okay. So you see this, so Blocks would know what's going on. Okay. So he walks past, goes over.
I don't have to, but I tend to. Proceeds
to log in and does some stuff. Then, and how would you even know? Well, there's this one here. Suddenly, you hear this sort of alert that was the chime that kept going over and over again has now stopped, and all of these lights, the little indicators by the doors and kind of at certain key points in the hallway, those flashing red lights stop. And he just stops moving all of a sudden. He's there at the computer. He does some stuff, clicks around, does a confirmation, and then just puts his hands in his lap, staring at the screen. What do you do?
Is it quiet?
I wouldn't say quiet is the right word. I think there's there's probably there's some warning beeps that are going off from like smoke detectors and things, and there's noise out in the hallway, but the klaxon has gone off, or the alarm or whatever.
How about the sound of Mordred shredding robots?
I'm going to say that stopped for now. Like it just stopped. Like it was just, you hear this clattering sound. There's probably still like some sparks playing, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Blocks?
I just leave him where he's at for a moment.
Okay. And do what? You just leave him sitting there at the just kind of.
I just leave him sitting there at the terminal, and I'm just going to go check out in the hallway.
Okay. So you move out in the hallway. The scene, as I said before, Mordred's there. He's armor bristling, and there's a little bit of a spark kind of playing out of the side of his helmet. But yeah, it's just a scene of wreckage and chaos. The doctor, as you step out, he's just stepping into this room. And I think that concludes your turn. Blocks girl. What do you do?
So I wouldn't know that he's downloaded any of that information or anything like that.
Nope. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Rocket, I owe Rocket a notice check. We can do that in a minute, because the way that played out, he wouldn't have known that there was a memory card in the computer with a download on it either. So he might have missed one, but we'll get to that. So you wouldn't necessarily know what's gone on, no.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that I need to get a copy of that stuff that we need.
Okay.
Is going to be my assumption. So what I am going to do is shift back into human form.
Okay.
And then I have an edge, which is scavenger. So once per encounter, I can remember a much needed piece of equipment, emanation, or a device. And so in my laptop bag, I will have multiple terabyte hard drive.
Okay. No problem.
And I'll just plug it into this now that he's over here.
Yeah, so you're just like, oh man, I'm glad. I don't know what made me think to bring this, and you pull it out and you plug it in, and I'm assuming you have some computer operation skills, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Give me a roll,
I share
please.
with Rocket between the two of those things, so that's in my wheelhouse too.
Give me a roll.
Get to it.
It's gonna be so good. Can't wait. Yeah. So the wild die gets you there. So you sit down. You kind of you just sort of wheel Roy backwards in his chair, and he's just sitting there with his hands in his lap, just a little drool. And you're kind of like lean in, and you're clackety clicking and clacking. You're already logged in as him, so you have permissions. But you notice, just it's almost on cue, you suddenly start getting network errors. And all these Gundy's just like flinging cables over his shoulder, and of course your computer knowledge, you realize now that he's just fucked up the network,
dismantled everything.
So this machine is getting you exactly nowhere.
And literally filled with bugs.
And yeah, okay. D4, please, Garrett.
And black slime.
A D4, please, Garrett. For your bugs. Yeah. So 3 servers. We don't know what they are, but there's definitely like this sort of you just kind of hear that.
She's going critical.
Yeah, you sort of start to hear things shutting down as the bugs are just in there arcing and I don't know what bugs would do, but being generally buggy and gross. So Blocks, what do you do? So you got some move left if you want. I think you could probably come out of combat rounds now just to keep things smooth.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like in here.
I'm gonna search his pockets.
Okay.
And stuff.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Mine?
If it's clear that we're not in,
no, this guy.
If it's clear that we're not in mortal danger, I'm going to announce I had the doctor gather all his research. Somebody needs to collect it. And I kind of wave in the general direction of the room the doctor went in.
Okay. Yeah, so it's hard to say if you're in mortal danger. Certainly not from the robots.
There's nothing nearby attacking us, basically.
Nope. Yeah. And Mordred, you would know that the AIDS unit over here has just kind of stopped moving. It's just standing there.
I will basically take everything Roy Sharp has. So like his wallet.
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah, you take his wallet. He's got a really nice cell phone. He's got
all of that.
Yeah, he's got a nice smartwatch on. He's a techie guy, right?
Yeah.
But that's about it. It's like he was at work. He's got a security card that will probably be very helpful.
If all the doors weren't smashed.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll ask him. I was like, do you have like a laptop bag, anything like that?
He literally just stares straight forward like.
Because he's mind controlled, yeah.
Kind of a nice enough looking dude, younger guy. But yeah, he doesn't react at all to you. Mordred, what are you doing down there?
Speaking to Donovan's like, that was fun. So did you find whatever it is we're here looking for?
I had this guy collect all his research. There's a whole pile of portable drives in there.
So the doctor, you notice, has basically come back with a tray full. There's some files, some like paper files. There's some data stuff. He's now standing there kind of just dumbly in the room with a tray that's got a bunch of stuff on it. There's a couple of vials that he's put there for whatever reason, all kind of contributory to some research that he's been doing. He's also
I'll take all that.
And hand it to Rocket.
Okay.
You sure you want me to take care of it?
Yeah, we're sure.
Let's walk
If we
out
need
with
something
fistfuls of cables.
if we need something destroyed, we'll talk to you.
I couldn't let you guys get AIDS.
So I'm gonna.
So I'm going to have these two guys. I'm going to tell the doctor. I'm going to command the doctor to clean himself up and go home.
Okay.
And I have the ability to alter their memories of what happened.
Okay.
So I tell him that the robots went crazy and destroyed the place.
Interesting. Well done. Give yourself a Benny. You won't need it because combat's over, but you deserve it.
And I do the same thing with the tech, aside from the clean himself up part, because
he peed
I guess he
himself.
does need to clean himself up too, actually. So yeah, both of them.
So so interestingly, so this is what we see. Just think about this, right? The all this kind of action movie music and explosions and all this stuff that's just happened, and then the doctor stepped after cleaning himself up. He and Roy, within seconds of each other, walk through this decimated door, and then the music changes to like lobby music. And they just kind of both walk out past that front counter, around the corner, down around toward the elevator, past the floor. Exactly, past this decimated hallway where you guys fought the Earmite and the crooner. And they leave. And that is where I would like you to extend your index finger, and let's go ahead and aim it at the end stream button right now.